Peace and harmony, my beautiful rosebuds. Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Rose, and I really just wanted to come on here right quick and share a perspective from my meditation that I was experiencing, because where I'm at in my life right now, I'm reevaluating. I completely detached myself from a lot of people just to understand where I'm at in its fullness and just really show up for myself in ways that I've never shown up before. And that caused me to call my energy back to myself. And I'm reevaluating a lot of connections and bonds that I built with people over the past few years, hell, even months. But I'm just thinking about a lot of things. And I was in my meditation, right? And this saying came to me because all of this is profound. It really is. And what came to me was the ways in which our experience with other people can help unravel the truth within us is profound. It's so insightful. So insightful. Because it's like, how often do we really sit and pay attention to the connections that we have and that we interact with on a day-to-day basis? Like, when I tell you, I have been really just sitting back and just focusing on what I was feeling throughout each of those connections. And I actually was having a conversation with a good friend of mine the other day. Shout out to Jasmine. But I was having this conversation with her, and she asked me this question. She asked me, matter of fact, because I don't want to butcher it, but she pretty much asked me, what have I learned through this connection that would help me build a better relationship with myself? And I had to really think about that, because it's not like I haven't thought about that before with people I've come into contact with that have played major like roles in my life. But it was something about the way that she asked that question, and it opened up my eye to looking at these things from a different perspective. And especially now that I'm more mature and I've experienced a little bit of life, I'm able to go back to these connections and really reevaluate them and understand in its fullness of what I experienced throughout each person, whether that was a platonic relationship or it was a romantic relationship. And because I was able to sit and these past couple of days really um analyze those connections, yes, I've shed hella tears. I'm talking about, I've boohoo cried. I've I've done so much, because you really don't pay attention to what is being unpacked when you are really dealing with people. And that's why I really just have a great appreciation for time and separation when it comes to really healing and getting to know yourself, because it allows you to really sit and unpack each experience with the person that you were dealing with. Like I said, whether it's platonic or a relationship. Well, I'm be honest, I ain't had that many relationships. I've only had like two. But I've had a lot of different experience with platonic relationships, and even I've had situationships. But each of those connections helped to reveal a side of me that I didn't know was really there. Um, so for example, because I don't mind sharing my life experiences, because everybody be going through stuff, right? So for me, um, I think the biggest realization moment for me was when I was reflecting on a connection that helped me to unravel the the inner child in me that was actually needing to express herself, but she didn't know how to do that. And so that showed up in my relationships as, if I didn't get my way, it would be kind of like bratty. It would be kind of like just like it would just be unnecessary emotional, um just emotional mess. Like it was no stability with my emotions. Whatever was how I was feeling, it was just not it. And so I would be more bratty. But then when I was in my meditation, it was revealed to me that that connection, its purpose for that connection was for me to bring awareness to that. And so as I'm in my meditation, I'm like, okay, but what is the root cause? And it came to me like, oh, okay, at this age, because I have this ability to, or this gift to be able to see myself in different age groups. Like if I'm able to pick up on if this is the toddler me, if this is the adolescence preteen me, if this is the absolute teenager me, if this is the adult me, like I'm able to compartmentalize and I'm able to visualize where I'm at. And so this happened to be the maybe like range of between like 5 to like 8 maybe. And this little girl was just like, she was just like really like bundled up almost in this mother's arm. And so it came to me as that was the little girl, the inner child in me that needed to be nurtured. She was not nurtured well when it came to emotions. There was no emotional stability. There was absolute negligence between mother and daughter when it came to emotions. And I was like, I said, wow, this is so revealing. Like, that's where this whole brattiness, can't have my way attitude comes from, because the little girl inside of me wanted to she wanted to be able to express. She wanted to be able to have things her way. And it brought me back to a lot of my childhood experiences. And I was like, dang, like I cannot remember a time when I was able to fully express myself emotionally without my parents not really understanding me. Because I'm not going to hold you. Growing up, I always felt like I was the outcast in my family. Not saying that that's like a bad thing or a good thing or so, but I just often didn't feel a belonging 100%, and or a sense of belonging 100%. So it caused me to have some issues within myself, some insecurities within myself. And I'm sharing this with y'all because in order to understand what I meant with the first saying, or the initial saying, I had to give an example of how it's profound and it's insightful. And when we can make those connections, we can heal ourselves, and we can also help nurture ourselves to where we need to be. And so, with that, I also look at, or that also brought up a lot of my mothering, the ways that I mother. Um, Not gonna lie, in the beginning of mothering, being that emotional stable parent was not something that I knew how to do. When it came to my daughter being emotional in certain ways, it was not something that I was like, girl, like I didn't experience that. So if I've never experienced that and I never seen it, how could I give that to her? And so just reflecting on my mothering and connecting the dots, that's where I struggled the most when it came to parenting, having that emotional connection, that emotional awareness, that emotional intelligence, just being able to be stable with my emotions so that I'm able to teach my daughter how to be stable emotionally. So when I'm in this meditation and I'm connecting all these dots, I asked myself, okay, how can I nurture this little girl? And what came to me was being able to nurture my own daughter in the ways that I was not being able to nurture, to be nurtured. So that is going to bring me a sense of relief. And I was like, that is so beautiful. Like, I was in there crying, y'all. I'm such a crier. I'm a crybaby. I was such a crybaby. But I love that and I honor that part about me because now I'm able to look at mothering a different way, how I sit here and nurture my baby, because it's so many women that I see who have these little children who don't have control of their own emotions and don't understand why they're acting the way that they are, why they're overwhelmed, why they're um overstimulated, is because they don't have a sense of knowing who they are and where these things are coming from. And so that's why I advocate on this channel, Mothering with a Purpose. Mothering with a Purpose is a movement. It's a movement to help mothers to become more aware of their mothering and the ways that we're raising our children, because this next generation of children, if majority of homes and raising these children are single mothers, we know all of the problems about being a single mother, but when are we going to start bringing solutions? And one of the ways to bring solutions is to address your inner child. And how do you address your inner child? You connect the dots between the relationships that you have with other people. Look at it in a way of what my friend asked me is what what can I learn through this? What have I learned through this connection that will help me build myself, build a better me? What are the things that you see in these people? What did they unpack? What did they unravel? Once you can answer that, like really sit there and answer that and meditate on what you're feeling and what comes up, it's always going to come back to your inner child. It's always going to come back to you. It don't matter what type of experience it was, it is always going to go back to your inner child. I've been doing this for damn near 10 years now. What year is this? Hold on, wait. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, we year 7. We rounding up. But I've been doing this for some time. Like, I've literally been doing this for some time. And in each phase of my life, in all these many lives that I lived and experienced, I always come back to my inner child healing. When people realize, especially mothers, that it is so much to unpack, so much to unpack in our childhood that will show up in our relationships. In our relationships can be relationships with our children. The reasons we're not able to understand our children, hell, ourselves, is because we really don't know what doing the work is. This is doing the work. That is doing the work. So start looking at your experiences with other people. Start looking at it as what is this teaching me? Instead of taking each experience and taking it so personal, so to the heart. It is personal, but a lot of times we take it to the heart, and that causes stress on the heart, that causes pain on the heart, to the point where it can manifest physically. And for a lot of women, it can manifest in our heart and in our womb. But that's another topic for another day. But that's how a lot of us get fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS, a lot of times it's not even that it's a physical, like it's not even, sometimes it's not even us eating, our eating habits. It could literally be the amount of stress that we hang on to. So with that being said, I hope this video finds you and greets you in the ways that it has with me these past few days. I definitely want to know y'all's thoughts and everything. So please comment below. Share. I talk to people, so I ain't scared. But anyways, with that being said, peace family. I will talk to you later. Love you.